What's going on? It is Moose and Keith. He is Marc Malusis. I am Keith Irizarry, and this is your BettorCast Game of the Day preview presented by Profit Exchange, America's first sports betting exchange. If you're in New Jersey, look to Profit Exchange. And Moose, we are excited about the Titans and the Steelers. You got the youngster Will Levis getting the start tonight, had a monster outing in his debut in the NFL last week, but a short week. And you have the Pittsburgh Steelers, who maybe they don't have any superstars, but somehow they just seemingly win games.
Yeah, they find ways, new and interesting ways to win really, really ugly football games. Whether it be Kenny Pickett or Trubisky at quarterback, the lack of times of getting the ball to George Pickens, the downturn that we've seen with Najee Harris. They just have not found an offense. But what they do, and what you have seen from Mike Tomlin's team this year, is they're a very, very gritty football team, and they're very comfortable playing ugly games. They're very comfortable playing low scoring games. They're very comfortable playing one score games as well, and feel like in the end their playmakers on defense, or Pickens making a big catch, or Watt with a forcing a fumble or forcing a turnover, is going to be able to generate enough offense to find a way to win it. And tonight's an interesting matchup when you look at the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, it's definitely a game that we have to pay attention to injuries, right? We know Tannehill is going to be out, so Levis is going to get the start. What do we know about Kenny Pickett? He's questionable. We expect him to play, but you'll monitor this situation with Mitch Trubisky potentially getting that start if Pickett was out. And then Minkah Fitzpatrick, he's out of the game. Levi Wallace is someone to pay attention to in the Steelers secondary. So all of that leads to this. Let's get some player props in here. And Moose, I'm going to go first because I just mentioned all the Steelers' defensive issues with the back end. I think Will Levis ends up having a nice day because I think the Steelers are going to try to stop Derrick Henry, stop the running game. If that's the way, that means Levis is going to have to throw the ball. Number is set at 201.5. That's the over-under. I'll take the over. The Steelers are giving up almost 300 passing yards per contest, last week against the Jaguars. Again, no Fitzpatrick, maybe no Wallace. Steelers' second most points per game and yards per game allowed to wide receivers if we're mixing and matching some fantasy and some real-life world. I'll take Levis on the over.
Yeah, I'll go with that. I like that. I could understand that. He's going to try and push the ball deep, and he did it last week in their victory over the Atlanta Falcons. And we know that he's got an absolute bazooka for an arm. So I like that over 201.5 passing yards. I'm going to go with my guy George Pickens for the Steelers. We've talked about it here so many times on Moose and Keith. I'm a huge fan. I think fantasy fans have been a huge fan of George Pickens this year. 52.5 receiving yards. I think you can certainly throw on that Titans secondary. We've seen that over the course of the year. Regardless of who is the starting quarterback this evening for the Pittsburgh Steelers, George Pickens is a guy that on one catch can go over this number. So give me over 52.5 receiving yards for the Steelers wideout.
From a betting standpoint, I like both Pickens and Deontay Johnson tonight as well. I think Johnson could have a big night. Again, if you're maybe you're looking more at the catches, the number of catches for Deontay Johnson. He's been a target monster since coming back off the IR, something to pay attention to. And obviously the Titans offense will monitor that. Hey, join the BettorCast contest by answering pregame questions right now. Get all of our picks for the game by signing up for On Demand on the BettorCast app. You can download the BettorCast app in the Apple App Store, the Google Play stores, and sign up on demand. And a reminder that Profit Exchange is the first U.S. sports betting exchange with the best odds compared to any sportsbook. Get a no-sweat first bet up to $100 on your first matched wager. Offer is open to people at least 21 years of age, physically present in New Jersey. Remember that when you register, use the promo code BSN at profitbettingexchange.com, or you can go to the app as well. Terms and conditions, they apply. If you have a gambling problem, we always remind you, call 1-800-GAMBLER.